Yes. Can you hear me talking?
Unfortunately.
Well, it was funny earlier because we were having some technical difficulties and we couldn't hear Brian. So
Couldn't see Logan. Couldn't hear Brian.
Couldn't hear Dad, and the first thing they hear me say when I get on the line is "Go to sleep."
that never happened before.
Nope.
All right, welcome to the CouncilCast. This is episode 73, being recorded on March 19th, 2019. The council is now in session, and as with every week, we'll make arbitrary decisions about topics on science, technology, and random shit with little background and next to no expertise. All CouncilCast decisions are final and have no bearing on anything whatsoever, except for how we are going to rule the world. You know what I forgot to do? I forgot our intro song.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Perfect. Welcome to the best podcast in the known universe.
Wow.
With the
We
best
just got a major
soundboard.
upgrade. We need to get a soundboard in here.
We might be the best podcast that harpoons space junk, though.
Oh,
because
I
There
like
is-
this one.
There is a satellite. There is a group called a satellite called Remove Debris from a research group that is testing out how to remove space junk. Because last time I looked up in space, I noticed that, man, is there just a bunch of trash around the
There's a
Earth.
ton of trash around the Earth.
I couldn't even see the stars. There was so much trash.
I thought, well, wow, look at that Milky Way. And then I realized, no, that's just trash.
I realized that was just the candy bar wrapper.
That was literally a Milky Way.
So there is a group that decided that they want to try and clean up space a little bit. And they came up with this awesome idea where they're going to send a satellite up and they're going to harpoon shit out of orbit. So they actually have this thing launched.
Oh
my gosh.
my word.
And they launched it into space. It's been up there for a little bit now. It's just a tiny little satellite, but it has a harpoon mounted to it that is 4 inches wide by about 5 feet long. And they shot it at an aluminum honeycomb-like target. And there's an awesome video here. I don't know if you
There it
guys
is.
saw this or not. But,
Oh, yeah, I'm watching it on repeat.
It's you can see it's hanging out. There's a target hanging at the end of a boom, and it fires this freaking harpoon at it, and it just takes it away. And it's hanging off by a cable now.
I'm going to rope it in, just like they're just catching Moby Dick out there.
That's exactly what I thought. This is just Moby Dickin' in space.
They, well, you know, I love how they're like, yeah, we're going to catch space junk, but the target that they're shooting at right now is stationary, and they're shooting from what I assume is a stationary platform. Space junk is moving really fast. I mean, did you ever see that movie with Sandra Bullock, where I think she like
Wait.
Spaceballs or Lost in Space?
Speed.
Yeah.
Speed.
Lost in Space, Speed. It was a
Speed.
movie Speed, and she was harpooning. Like they were trying to. I think that movie was about harpooning space
Whales.
junk.
Space whales.
But either way, the junk from space was like whipping around the Earth, whoosh, 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 and took out half of her all of her crew. Everyone died because of space junk. How are they going to shoot that out of the not air?
That's a very good point because they even mentioned that they track space objects and they travel up to 6 miles per second. I mean, that's
Yeah.
pretty damn fast.
If they can harpoon something out of the air at 6,
It's
This
not in
sounds
the
like-
air though.
This
It's in
sounds like a
space.
Generation 1 V-Giny ship from Futurama. We're going to start by
Yeah.
harpooning junk, and then we're going to start by censoring the entire planet.
That's a good start.
yeah.
wonder-
This does feel like a Futurama episode. You guys have to go up there and harpoon space junk. Don't worry, it's the most dangerous game of all.
It's not very
Great
big space junk,
news.
though, was it? It wasn't very big.
No, it's just to collect small space junk.
Ah, space junk. I hate picking up space junk. I don't even like picking up my room. Okay, Fry, but we have to do it.
Fry, get your hair out of the jets. It's the only way to get the proper lift in my hair. Do you know how much radiation you're exposing yourself to? Yeah.
Yeah, they are collecting just small space junk. And I want to know, how many times can you use the harpoon? Like, once it sticks to something, how do you get it back off? What do they do with it?
They just, it's like a fishing. They reel it in.
Yeah, they reel it in, and then they shoot it again and again and again, and then once it's loaded up with space junk, it becomes a giant piece of space junk just orbiting the planet.
They're just collecting it.
No,
They're collecting it.
It's a one-way trip.
I think they reel harpoon back out like directly at Earth, and then it burns up in reentry. Or they have a space net.
So they
They a space curtain to block the sun and collect all the garbage.
I think they need a second robot that has a fishing net that comes behind it and picks up all the space junk
With just a little scoop.
with a little scoop.
Ah, this one's getting away from me.
Nah,
Is it even legal to catch space junk? I mean, do they have to catch and release? Do they have a license for this?
They need a license for it. They do. The DNR is all over that.
Can you see some other country going, hey, that's our space junk?
Don't
doing-
steal our junk.
We left it up there on purpose. Don't move that.
No, this should be a rocket loaded up with like 1,000 harpoons, and then once all the harpoons are full, it just changes course and flies into the sun.
Got it.
I like that idea. I'm all
do
about
like that.
throwing junk into the sun. So
Oh, so they load the harpoon up with mini rockets that then they can fly it directly at the. I like this. I like that.
There you go. It's like its own little rocket-powered harpoon. Rocket-poon.
Rocket poon, burning out of fuel up here alone.
All right.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
I give it a thumbs up because I like rockets attached to harpoons. So
I do. Thumbs up for space because Matt's not here.
I think harpooning anything is a good idea.
What?
all right.
Good. That sounds horrifying.
It does, doesn't it? I'm
You know
sorry.
What
your
also
your vote's been cast.
what also is horrifying is not knowing what planet is closest to the Earth.
What?
Do you
I thought
know
we
what
already knew.
planet- Do you know what planet is closest to the Earth?
The moon.
That's not a planet.
What?
Moon.
My whole life is a lie.
Well, it keeps changing.
Pluto's not a planet anymore. So
Yeah.
That the
Oh,
moon
yes.
is a planet? That keeps changing? Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. Well, apparently, what if you had to guess, what would you say is the closest planet to the Earth?
Mercury, not Venus.
Nice.
Uranus.
So-
It's pronounced Uranus.
Okay.
Apparently, this is a big mystery for a bunch of scientists because we had to dedicate a lot of resources to it. It's very important to know that Venus, which is the planet that is one inside of the Earth between Mercury and us, towards the sun, is actually not the closest planet to us, as one might expect. It turns out that Venus is very often on the other side of the sun from us. Therefore, Mercury is actually the closest planet.
How does that change my day today?
I don't know, but some scientists thought that it was important. So,
Well, it's definitely something to consider because, there's much greater possibility of us moving to Mercury now, right?
yeah, I think that's definitely
Because it's so much closer to us.
Well,
Yeah.
I think it just makes it more of a question as to why Mercury's in a shortage. I mean, if there's a planet that's nearby that carries such a vast quantity of mercury, why can't we just go get it since it's obviously the closest planet?
I think that's a good point about visiting Mercury because we keep trying to go to Mars, and Mars is really far away. And they determined that obviously Mars isn't the closest planet, and it's
Right.
also cold on Mars. Mercury is a lot closer to the sun. It's closer to us. I think we should be doing some more missions there. Maybe that's
what's the atmosphere like on Mercury?
I mean, next to nothing, just about the same as Mars right now. So,
Really? Why do we keep going to Mars then?
Because there's no atmosphere.
Poop potatoes.
Because Mark Watney said so.
Yeah, but why not? Why not something that's closer? Like, we went to the moon, and then they're like, "Well, I want Pluto," and then they just failed and ended up on Mars. I don't understand.
You could say they shot for the moon and landed on Mars.
Well,
That's a long way.
There's a lot of space.
You guys remember playing Shoot the Moon, don't you? Shoot the Moon marble game.
That's like
It's like when you get it actually going and it like shoots back up at you as you miss.
I played that game and I never ever one time shot the moon. Blaine, do you know what this thing is?
I have no idea what you're
I'm gonna find a video of it. I'm gonna find a YouTube video of it. I'm gonna share it over. Shoot the moon.
The only shooting the moon.
Old-timey game.
Old-timey game.
The only shoot the moon I'm aware of is when you're playing the card game Hearts, and then you try to collect all the hearts, and you shoot the moon.
Oh yeah, I've done that a couple times.
So I mean, I guess this doesn't really affect my day-to-day activity, but I think that knowing that Mercury is now officially the closest planet to Earth, this may have to become my Elon Musk pitch to go there instead.
See, what I don't get is what they're going to find out next, because they changed what to not a planet? Who was that? Pluto?
Pluto.
Yeah. And now they're different distances away. Everyone's solar system project has been wrong.
That's a good point.
What next? I mean, how can they not know this?
Because
I know what this game is.
Yeah.
Okay.
So my grandparents had it.
I could shoot the moon.
I never was able to.
It requires dedication.
And that's why you never made it to Mars.
8 hours a day, 6 months, you're a master at it.
Okay, Bill Murray. How are you so good at throwing cards into this hat? Oh, it's simple. You could pick it up. 8 hours a day, 6 months. You become a master at it.
No problem.
This is how you spend eternity?
I'm going to say thumbs down for how inaccurate the astrology people are.
Thumbs up. Astrology is dumb. Astronomy is better.
I wasn't sure I said it right, so I just let it hang to see if I said it right.
And it hung out there.
It hung out there big time.
Yep.
It hung like a dead fish.
Thumbs up for space.
Thumbs down for making fun of me for not knowing what I'm saying.
Well, I mean, you said a real thing, and it is related to planets and stars.
You should have just owned it. You should have just owned it.
I was rolling with it, so.
Thumbs down for it taking us so long.
All right. Well, how do you guys use cash a lot to buy things?
No, never.
I do lately.
You do lately. Well, apparently, you will have to use cash in Philadelphia and New Jersey, I'm pretty sure. I'm 100% sure that's what this article is saying. Because Philadelphia and New Jersey are banning cashless stores.
Well, it means that you can use cash.
Yes.
Just means they have to have cash in the till.
Correct. So, I mean, I don't know how many stores do you guys go to and you're like, dang, I wish I could use cash here.
A lot in New York City, actually.
Why is that?
That's interesting.
Well, because I have cash on hand and they won't take it, and it's like I just want a $1 bottle of water or whatever.
You have cash on hand?
Well, yeah, I do now. Like, it's a lot easier to have like your $20 of blow on the streets money and cash instead of
Yeah, you gotta get your blow on the street. You're not gonna get it anywhere else.
I thought that they accepted like the Square payments now through their phone.
yeah. It's all digital. Like a bunch of coffee shops I go in, and I just want to get like a 80-cent cup of coffee and a little.
Wait, was it $1 or 80 cents?
The blow is $1.
The blow is
Coffee
$1. The
Blow's
coffee's
$1,
80
the coffee's
cents.
80 cents.
Oh, that's a good title.
So you better write that one down.
I'm writing it down.
All right. So I feel like I don't know. I feel like this is a little. It's an interesting conundrum because I've been to a couple sports stadiums where almost all of the stations are pretty much 100% cashless. And so it's either a credit card or if you've got the mobile wallet on your phone, you use that. And actually, I wonder how this would affect airlines because airlines don't accept cash on the planes anymore.
There were exceptions, weren't there? In the article, there were exceptions like hotels, and I don't remember all of them, but there were exceptions that could be cashless.
Ah. Well, then maybe that would be acceptable. I mean, I find it easier to. I've been using the mobile wallet stuff on my phone a lot more because it's actually I find it faster now that we've gone to the chip and pins on the cards. You know, you have to take your card out, you have to put it in, you have to wait for it to load, then it does its thing, and then you pull it out. Doing the phone is way faster. I mean, I think that that's kind of a nice thing to do, but I don't know. Cashless stores. I'm not sure if that's going to catch on yet.
It'll catch on. It will eventually go cashless, especially when Bitcoin takes over the dollar.
I mean, maybe when we pay for things with our reputation.
Hey, you know I'm good for it. I'm good for it. All right, well, yeah, you can have this banana then.
Exactly. Look at me. I'm legit.
Look at me.
I think the biggest thing that this is going against is the Amazon stuff. So the Amazon had launched kind of their kind of like a retail store or a grocery type store where you could basically just walk in, you could grab anything off the shelf and walk out, and it charges you for it. So you don't even have to go through like a checkout line or anything like that. So. I think that was one of the things that they were saying, actually, back to your exceptions, was it would not be required if you were on, like if your company or store required a subscription to shop there. And so like Costco, Sam's Club are examples of where like they could go cashless because they require you to have a membership or something like that. So they could. So this is the big thing, like for Amazon stores, they're like, well, you know, too bad, Amazon store, you have to have a till where you can have cash or something like that, but which they currently don't have, but they might have to, and so but they could require people to have like a Prime membership to go to the store too, and then they could get around the issue. But
wasn't Costco the one that always required an American Express card?
Yeah, Costco did. Yeah, you had to have a membership, and then you had to pay with American Express, but that's changed now. Actually, it was weird. You could get around that because you could actually go if somebody gave you a American Express gift card. It's not that they wouldn't accept it; you just had to pay for part of it with American Express. And so I think there was something where like people could use an American Express gift card, pay for like $5, and then use their Visa to pay for the rest of it.
That sounds, oh man, that sounds really complicated.
What'd I miss?
Oh, they're just hurting my head with math.
So I don't know. I guess the thing is the retailers who ended up getting caught refusing to accept cash can be fined $2,000. So, I mean,
do the consumers get the money?
Deal.
Is the fine in cash or is it in some sort of card that they pay with it?
Visa check card.
They only accept direct deposit.
To pay the fine, you can't pay in cash. Oh. You know what? I give the whole thing a thumbs down. For controversy.
I mean, I'm going to give it a thumbs down too, because
Thumbs up then.
because I think that it's going to stymie some innovation. So the sooner we can get rid of cash, maybe the better. I don't know.
I mean, it's a pointless. It's a
Thumbs
pointless piece
down.
of paper, right?
I say
No.
thumbs down because
Costs 10 cents.
cash. There's a lot of people that get jobs making cash, right?
Money launderers, yes.
No, not abusing cash, but making cash, right? It doesn't make itself.
I mean, I think a machine does it.
Oh, brother.
You mean
Run
they don't
by
have
a-
people? You don't have lines of people painting those faces on?
Run by robots, no doubt. Oh, then absolutely, thumbs up.
Well, since I think that this is a government conspiracy, I
it's
think
not
I'm
a
going to
government
change mine from
conspiracy.
an up to a down.
It's
I'm
not a
gonna
government
go down.
conspiracy.
It is because
It's
they started pushing cashless systems, and now they're like, oh crap, we got to get some cash back into circulation.
That's not where I thought you were taking this.
They were pulling too much cash out of circulation, and they're like, we're devaluing the dollar by taking it out of circulation. So you have to have hard print to value the dollar, or it loses its essence, and that's exactly what happened in China. And that's why the yen started to drop so much.
You know what? I'm changing mine to a thumbs up then, because for people to be able to buy things in a cashless store, some people may not have a phone or be able to get a credit card. So people who just carry cash around, they need to buy things too.
Especially for that $20 blow.
Yeah, I mean, how are you going to buy blow on the street without cash?
Is it blow or a blow?
Your choice. Dealer's pick.
I watched the stand-up from Ray Romano on Netflix. He did this joke. He's like, lived in New York City my whole life, and he said, you meet the weird, you see the weirdos. You live here, you see the weirdos. And he said, but the strangest thing that happened to me, he said, the strangest, like my favorite encounter was the other day, because it was just so bizarre. He said, this guy comes up to me and says, I'll give you a blowjob for $3. And Ray goes, no. And the guy goes, come on, $3. He's like trying to win me over. He's like, you can't go lower than that. You obviously can't, but it is the best price you're gonna get. Like, I don't know. It's just, you know.
Wait, was
No.
the guy gonna pay him to give him a blowjob?
No, the guy was like, if you give me $3, I will give you a blowjob. And Ray was like, what? No.
I thought it was the other way around. Like he was gonna, I'll give you $3 if I can give you a blowjob.
No, that's a steal of a deal.
That does.
See, this is what I'm talking about.
See, I think that's excellent salesmanship on that guy, because I give him $5 just to go away.
Come on, $3.
Here's your $5. Get away from me.
Go somewhere else. Stop talking to me.
Well, speaking of going somewhere else, though, NVIDIA is ending their support for 3D vision. So
thumbs down.
Time.
I don't even know what we're talking about.
Apparently, NVIDIA had 3D glasses for playing computer games, I guess, and I guess
they sucked.
All tens of people bought them. That they are gonna cancel it.
I bet those people are like furious too. I want them to be. I'm gonna scroll down to the comments section.
They sucked.
I have a pair of them on right now.
The HD audio driver is actually crucial if you ever end up plugging your computer into a TV, because you'll have no sound otherwise. They're talking about sound. They're not even talking about the multiple comments about the sound interaction with the 3D versus the actual 3D vision itself. Oh, here you go. 3D controllers.
Well, I mean, I don't know. 3D vision sounds like I need sound to see in 3D. So.
Nah, that's augmented reality. 3D vision is just the video aspect. Who cares about the audio?
I've found nobody on here yet complaining that it's going away. They're only rejoicing.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
I mean, I think this was one of those things like 3D glasses, 3D TVs. I mean, that was one of those technologies that just totally flopped, and I don't think anybody's worse for the wear about it.
Going to really miss having to untick this box in the driver download tool every single time I update my display drivers.
Did any of you ever see those the movie discs that were as big as records?
Laser discs?
Yeah, laser disc.
Was that with a laser disc?
Yeah.
That was technology that came and went about as fast as this.
Yeah, but we watched laser discs in high school. Our physics teacher had laser discs on everything. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So did ours.
Discs.
That was like the cool thing to watch. That was like right before DVDs came out.
Yep. And everyone went, what? You can make it smaller? Why do I have this thing? I don't need more things the size of a record.
Well, thumbs up to as quickly as it began.
I thumbs up it as well.
Nice job.
Good riddance.
R.I.P.
Prematurely.
3D glasses.
Progress.
More harpoons?
Yes. So we'll move on to our cool and weird shit. How many times could you guys say that your smartphone has saved your life?
Literally none.
Big enough zero for something to go through.
Well, there's this guy who it definitely did. This is in Australia. I love this story. I'll just read a little bit of it from here. But apparently, the victim. This is background. He pulled into his driveway on the morning of March 13th, 2019, only to notice a man standing outside his property, armed with a bow and arrow. As one does, I guess, in Australia.
Yeah, no guns.
When the guy got out of his car, the guy holding the bow and arrow raised it and fired at him. And as the guy was getting out of his car, he's like, huh, that's weird. That's kind of strange. And he was pulling his phone out to take a picture as the dude at the same time was shooting an arrow right at his face. And the arrow went right through his phone.
Oh, my word.
And saved his life.
There's a picture of it right there.
Huh.
So
I wonder if Apple's going to give him a new one. Because like now they can use it for marketing. He should be like, I get a new phone because you can use this as marketing. You can use this to save your life.
Was it an
Please
iPhone
don't.
that stopped it?
Was it?
I don't
Apple
know.
likes to tout its smartwatches' heart tracking features as being able to potentially save a user's life one day. But a man in Nimbin, New South Wales, Australia, may owe his life to his smartphone. Oh, but they don't say if it's Apple or not. It looks like it could be a smartphone. That's all I can tell from the picture.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to see. I mean,
Maybe it's
I
that
think-
Gorilla Glass though that they have on top.
I love how the screen protector totally did not protect his screen here.
You should get his money back. Should get his money back.
I really want to upgrade my phone and take my old one out and shoot it with my bow.
Just to
think
see
that's
what
a good
happens now.
idea.
Yeah, just to see what happens.
You should do it. Film it. Hey,
I'm
tell
pretty
you
sure
what, we'll
this
do
is
it together and I'll
not an
film it
iPhone.
next time I visit.
Dude, that's a pretty wicked arrow. That would have probably killed the guy.
Oh, definitely. I'm surprised that it didn't like just pull the phone out of his head and like kill him anyway.
Well,
Right.
apparently said that he did get a scratch on his chin because it did knock the phone out of his hand and the tip of the arrow hit his chin. So, I mean, I guess good
Could be
thing
worse.
for phones. Thumbs up.
Hey, yeah, thumbs up
Stay
for
alive.
not dying.
Thumbs up.
All right. So something else that we haven't heard about in a while is, you guys remember MySpace?
Yes.
My what?
Your space, MySpace.
Oh, MySpace, not your space.
The pretty much the social network that everybody knew of before Facebook,
Mhm.
and eventually turned kind of like Musician Central. Apparently announced this weekend that they accidentally deleted everything from 2003 to 2015.
Well, there goes that time capsule.
So apparently, actually, so apparently, I'm not sure if it's everything or if they just deleted all of the music. But you may know MySpace because they launched the artists such as Arctic Monkeys, Panic at the Disco, Sean Kingston, and Kate Nash. Um, but apparently, everybody who has been posting music on there for like the last 16 years, there was nearly 50 million songs, and I can only imagine that MySpace accidentally hit delete instead of enter and said, "Oops."
Oh boy.
Slip. Oh, yay! Now we have room on our server.
That intern's definitely not getting hired.
That intern was like, "What is all this old crap? Just clear out the back files."
We don't need this file. We don't need that file. We don't need that.
Yeah, it was one at a time. It was not an accidental. It was one file at a time.
Now wait a minute. We don't need 2016. We don't need 2015. We don't.
Nothing happened in 2014.
Maybe they accidentally changed their birth date to like last year, and it instantly deleted their account, and it just happened to be MySpace's default admin account.
That's a pretty big mistake.
Whoops. Change in the root
That's a
code.
serious whoops.
So apparently they claim it happened during a server migration, which, like I said, I'm pretty sure an intern just said, "I don't need this file." Tink, tink. They did the Homer Simpson where they just had a bird that hit the delete button. Somebody
was that
said,
on-
"Go clean this up," and they just left a little birdie hitting the keyboard.
What was that on Office Space when he's like, "Oh, I just must have misplaced the decimal point or something. I'm always doing like overlooking simple shit like that." Yeah, misplaced the decimal point.
Yeah, I give this a thumbs up because I mean, who has talked about MySpace in a while? They needed some public press, so.
Oh man,
Yeah.
they didn't really lose the files. They just are saying they did
All press is
get-
good press.
to help their help their stock go up. Hey, we can't hang on to people's files. Thumbs up.
Thumbs up for being idiots.
Thumbs
All
up
press
for
is good
deleting
press.
old music.
There you
Ouch.
There we go.
Well,
go.
that's
All
good.
right.
Good stuff. We covered a lot of ground tonight. I'm really proud of us.
It was productive. It was a good
Productive.
episode 73. I mean,
I really like the harpoon thing.
I think it was our best 73rd episode ever.
I don't know if we can ever do another 73rd episode this good.
I don't think we can. I don't think anyone can.
Well, we'll have to see if we can do a 74 episode though.
We'll see if we make it to 74.
All
Anyone
right,
got some pitches?
Who has some Elon Musk pitches? I'll go first because I pulled mine from the topic list earlier. But
Nice.
I think that Elon Musk should devote all of his resources at SpaceX to go to Mercury
Got it.
instead of Mars because it is definitely a closer planet to go to.
All right, here we go. Twitter.
Plus, because it's smaller, you'd weigh less, and you could look like a superhuman lifting a shit ton of weight.
That would be awesome.
Partner Elon Musk with at Prof Brian Cox.
Is that it?
Brian.
Who?
Brian Cox. He's like,
Wait, are you voting on mine?
I am. I'm voting on yours, and I think that is an excellent idea because I would love to be able to go and like say I can bench press 1,000 pounds.
There you go.
Brian Cox Brian.
Prof,
Thumbs up.
like Professor, Prof, Prof Brian Cox.
Prof. Brian Cox. Okay.
Who is Prof. Brian Cox?
He's like a world-renowned physicist.
And what are they doing together?
Nothing, but they should be.
Well, that clears it up.
I definitely know what's going on now.
Here at Elon Musk and Prof. Brian Cox, we thought you two should start working on these ideas right away. 1.
Go to Mercury.
Use all SpaceX Is that all one word? SpaceX.
Yes.
Is it hyphenated?
No.
Yeah,
Is it camel cased?
No.
it's camel cased.
EX. SpaceX.
My spell check is telling me it's spelled wrong. Use all SpaceX resources to go to Mercury. You could bench press like IDK
1,000 pounds.
1,000 pounds. Pretty
500
cool.
kilos.
Use all SpaceX resources to go to Mercury. You could bench press like IDK 1,000 pounds. Pretty cool, huh? Tweet. Okay. All right. Who's next? Yeah, thumbs up. I think that's a great idea.
I don't think I have one tonight.
Really?
Yeah. Sorry.
Oh. That's boring. Come up with Logan. You go. Good one. I'm gonna go.
No, I wanted to reach. I don't know who he is. I wanted. Tim Baxter.
Okay. What you want me to tweet at someone else?
I'm so confused.
Is that not the game where we only tweeting at Elon? I mean,
Yes.
We
we're
only tweeted
We
Elon.
only tweeted Elon.
fine. Well, tell Elon to make a phone that you can't shoot an arrow through.
A phone you can't shoot.
I mean, I want to feel safe when I go to Australia.
I feel like this is
It
related to
should
the body armor idea
bounce
that
off.
Silas had. Do you remember
From,
your
like-
body armor idea?
No.
What was
4
that?
episodes ago.
It was like tiny robots that attached themselves into armor on your body.
yes.
Yeah. Okay. It should bounce off.
So you should have
Maybe use
phones.
tiny robots.
Yeah, phones that can protect you against arrows, and then you can like glue them to your body.
Oh.
We use tiny robots that
Thumbs up.
combine to. Wait, what'd you say?
Glue the phones to your body.
Uh,
Then you can always be reached, and you can always be protected against arrows.
Now wait a minute. Didn't we discuss how he would charge all those phones?
Sun, solar.
Solar.
Oh,
Lights on all the time.
power the phone with solar radiation.
Solar.
solar
He already has like the solar panels, so just build it into the phone so it powers itself.
Solar panels. Okay. Well, this is one of the most convoluted and long pitches we've given him. But hey, if anyone can figure it out, musky
Solar
baby
panel
can.
cell phone that's got armor plating.
Make a phone you can't shoot an arrow through. It should bounce off. Maybe use tiny robots that combine to glue the phone to your body. Power the phone with solar panels. And that's not all. It also has unlimited long distance calling
And 4G data.
and 4G.
5.
No, 5G's pushing it.
5G. Because that's
2G.
a thing.
Gotta start slow.
That's a thing. 5G.
Or-
Give him
4G
something to grow
slash-
into.
5G data. Perfect. Well, now he has something to strive for.
Hmm.
Okay, I'm tweeting that.
That's really long.
Tweeted.
All right, what's yours, Silas?
All right, let's get in here. Let's go to this. Okay, now I'm going to add another tweet. Mine is going to have to do with we've been traveling in and around the I don't know, Utah, Arizona area, and some national parks. We went to this one national park called Zion National Park, and there is a place called Angel's Landing, which is one of the most horrifying hikes I've ever done in my entire life. We'll link to a video in the show notes.
And on our website.
And on our website, you can check it all out there.
CouncilCast.com, .net, .something, .org.
.org. We're the organization of the council. Anyway, so I just want him to make, like piggybacking off of my tiny robot idea that I remember so vividly. I think that he should create some kind of, remember how a while ago there was that, like it sensed, like that thing that senses when you're falling, and there was like an inner tube.
Yeah, like the airbags.
Yeah, the airbags for the elderly.
Airbag idea. Yep, I remember that.
So I want him to do that, but something that could work if you fall off of a mountain. And you're falling, and you're like, oh, then like that just like deploys, and then either you parachute down or something. So I don't know what to call this, like mountain.
Why don't you? What about like those big balls that you can climb into, and just have it be like something that expands all over you, so you can bounce down a canyon as you fall.
That was the James Bond thing. I was watching one of the James Bond movies the other night, and it popped out of his coat and totally encased him and protected him, and he could bounce around.
Yeah, that already exists.
Well, it exists in James Bond. We want Elon Musk to make it a reality.
And it should cost $10.
$1.
See, I'm thinking drones
80 cents.
Cash.
I'm thinking drones exist, right? And if you just get cameras from Hollywood attached to the drones, and then just have them record everything around the mountains, just high surveillance around the mountains. Whenever anybody falls, it'll just end up being cartoony and nobody will get hurt. They'll end up at the bottom of the mountain and it'll be fine.
Let's see. And it looks cool.
Hollywood cameras. I think that's the way to go.
So mountain climbing life vest. It is like a giant hamster bouncy ball that makes it safe to fall down a mountain. And it looks cool. Like really cool. And safe. That's my idea. Thumbs up, thumbs down.
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up. Hamster ball.
I like hamster balls, so thumbs up.
I'm going to give Logan's a thumbs up as well.
Hamster balls for dinner the other night.
Okay,
I'm giving the phones that stop arrows a thumbs down because
they already make those.
Because you need a better screen protector.
All right, Brian, what do you got?
I just can't think.
He had none.
I didn't have anything. I was going to say that I wanted Elon Musk to make a car that is electric, that has a lot of torque and a lot of power and goes a long distance. Then I realized he already does that, so I don't have anything.
Make it cheaper. Sell it for 80 cents.
I don't know. 35,000 is not too bad.
That you can only buy with cash.
If you buy it in Jersey, yeah.
Make a car that is electric with a lot of power that you can only buy with cash. All right.
Said that was. Oh, thank you.
It's a horrible idea. Thumbs down. But it's been tweeted. It's been sent to Mr. Musk. And, of course, Prof. Brian Cox, because he's going to help out with these things this week.
Yes!
This is probably the only one that Elon's going to actually listen to.
Oh, no, he listens to them each week. Didn't you hear what the statistics were? We have one faithful listener from where Mr. Musk lives.
Fresh Prince.
All right. I think with that, we're going to call this council meeting adjourned. Thank you for listening. And we record this podcast live on Tuesday nights on YouTube. If you liked what you saw and want to check out the past episodes, you can go to councilcast.org. You can also check iTunes or your favorite podcatcher for the audio files. And if you have a topic you'd like our decision on, you can email us at councilcast@gmail.com. Or check us out on Twitter at RealCouncilCast. Thanks for listening, and goodbye.
Goodbye.
Hey.